Welcome to Keeping It Real Estate. My name is Laura Choueri. I am your host. Our guest today is Dr. George Maurice, founder and CEO of Elite Gulf Real Estate Institute, an international real estate professional, international speaker, and instructor with over 30 years of experience in global training, marketing, branding, strategic sales, and management in the real estate and pharmaceutical industries. George is a U.S. national who lived on 3 continents and is fluent in English, Arabic, and French. Welcome, Dr. George. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
It's both a pleasure and an honor for me to be with you today.
Well, thank you very much. With all the experience and knowledge that you have amassed over the years, I don't believe that this session is enough to cover all of your knowledge and what you can share with the industry. So I have decided that, being we have a lot to discuss, for the sake of the audience and for the sake of knowledge, that this is going to be the first part of our education series that will roll out into several other segments to cover to cover, I don't think everything, but a lot. So Dr. George, welcome again.
Thank you.
So where do we begin? I'll just throw a few things your way. How long have you been in the UAE? Where did your passion for real estate start? And how did you transition from pharmaceutical to the real estate industry? How did that happen?
It's a weird question, but I will answer it.
A weird question. Okay. All right.
I always like the change.
Okay.
And not only the change, but the challenge that comes with it.
Okay.
I've been in pharmacy for too long, so it came to a point, enough is enough. Let's search for something new.
All right.
And that was exactly in 1996, between 96 and 2001.
Okay.
At that time, Dubai was booming. I came to Dubai in 1996, and real estate in Dubai was something that came out of nowhere, and everybody was really attracted to it. So I said, why not check it out?
Why not get on the
Why not
bandwagon?
check that? Yeah. And in 2001, I decided to switch to real estate. I read a lot, I studied a lot, I traveled a lot for that, and I got lots of expertise, opinions, suggestions, and a lot of things on it. And I started as a manager in one of the reputable real estate, Choueri Real Estate. You know it?
I sure hope I do. Yes.
But it was always in my blood to teach.
Yes.
Always to pass the information, the knowledge, to see people really understanding what's going on.
Yeah.
And I started while with Choueri Real Estate to go to institutes and start to teach as a part-timer.
Yeah.
Instructor, trainer, teacher. And then I went to United States. I took courses. With NAR. I became a faculty member.
Okay, but wait, hold on, because we're going to touch on all of that. So, and a lot of people don't know is that, yes, George was the general manager of Choueri Real Estate when we opened the company. And it was really amazing to have him on board. But like George rightfully said, he has a passion for teaching. And what a lot of people don't know is that George is also a lawyer by profession, which is something that he acquired along the way out of just interest. So you transitioned from pharmaceutical to real estate industry, which I think is amazing because real estate is an amazing industry. And for somebody that is a doctor in their field, that's a lot of studying to get the title doctor. So to switch over to real estate is actually an honor for our industry to have you.
Thank you.
When you were working with Choueri Real Estate, you also started working with Dubai Real Estate Institute. I do remember that. And you were involved in, tell us about the courses at that time, because I want to show the difference between then and today.
In 2007, Dubai Land Department had the DREI, which is Dubai Real Estate Institute. At that time used to be Dubai College.
Right.
Right. So I was one of the pioneers to start with other people within the government.
At Dubai Real Estate Institute.
Yes, to build up what is Dubai Real Estate.
Today, yeah.
and we came to the achievement that have been done through the years. And of course, we have started by certification courses, like how to certify brokers and brokerage offices. Then we start to certify the owner association manager.
We're going to come to that in a second. Let's go back one step, and I'll tell you why. When you started and you were involved in Dubai Real Estate Institute at the very beginning, you were very much involved in creating and being part of the industry practices.
Definitely.
And those were translated into Arabic and English, of where you're fluent in actually the three languages. The courses that you teach today, let's talk about the certification of the brokers here in Dubai to be an agent. So what are just for the audience that are international that don't know, or people here that maybe want to get involved in real estate, talk to us about that segment of let's say the curriculum, industry practices, etc.
Whoever wants to become a broker, let's say, or open a brokerage office in Dubai has to take a license. This license, the requirement for it were somebody who has to be an adult, of course, having some education, certification, and he has to take a license from Dubai. Okay, so that license was given after taking a course designed by DREI, Dubai Land Department, and then they take the exam, and they have to pass the exam with a certain score and get the certificate, then get their license to practice in Dubai.
I think you need a police clearance as well today, or not anymore? You still need a police clearance?
Everything. Okay. Today is for COVID situation is a different story.
Okay.
We're going to talk about it later.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But this is the situation that, according to the law, Dubai Law of Real Estate, for brokers,
yes,
law number 85/2006, clearly state he has to take a course
in order to practice.
In order to take exam, pass the exam, get the license, and practice.
So that comes up with two questions that I'd like to ask you. So the first question is, what is the curriculum of the brokers? What are the different courses that are within this? I think it's a 3-day course.
4-day course used to
course.
be, and it is like introduction to the real estate locally and internationally. Then we go to Code of Ethics, which is a very important topic, because if you don't have ethics, forget about the market.
Well, if you don't have ethics, forget about your license, because a license doesn't make ethics, but it enforces
forget about
it.
the market, because people will not going to be attracted to deal with crooks. Excuse my language, but
Well, it's
that's
the
a
truth.
situation.
Yeah.
Right? So people have to be really working with the code of conduct. And that was the main issue that we used to teach every broker and every brokerage office. Then we come to the definition in real estate market, all the definition, who are the players, and we come to the legal segment, ending up with the skills, mathematical skills, selling skills, negotiation skills, and everything that a broker is in need of to really practice in this market.
You know, you say it's a 4-day license. I remember when I was licensed in Montreal, the course was actually
6 months.
Exactly, and it was very in depth, and it very different. And I've always found it fascinating that how do you take a 6-month course that is so in depth, and you actually convert it into 4 days. Do you have anything?
We did not convert the 6 months.
No,
course
I
into
mean,
4
I
days.
know, but how do you take a 6-month course and actually
Prioritize the material, prioritize the knowledge, the main issues that we need this broker to practice in this market. It's a new market, don't forget that. It's just, 20 years old now or something like that?
Yeah, well, 2005, 2006. Yeah.
So it is a new market. If I can give a broker 6 months to study to start with, the market will fall. So we needed at that stage to have brokers ready on the spot, and we have made it very importantly that people who were used to work as broker in their country, so they have experience, we can brush their knowledge, the legal situation here in the local market.
That's very important. I'm glad you said that because I guess asked that a lot. How is a 6-month course or 3-month course converted to 4? And rightfully so. Different laws, different countries, different structures, and that makes absolute sense.
But again, we're coming to this point. Those people who do not have a, let's say, university certificate, all right? They don't have a college degree. They have to take something called diploma in real estate.
In Canada or the United States?
In here.
In Dubai?
Yes, they have to take a diploma in real estate before taking the 3 or 4 day courses.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
This diploma is like 10 days.
Oh.
And every one is 8 hours, all right? Different topics like basics.
So you mean till today, if you want to take the brokerage course of 4 days to get the license, you need to take the diploma?
Let's stop at till COVID time.
Okay.
All right? Yes, you have to have the diploma if you don't have a university degree.
Oh, okay. So the diploma replaces the university
degree.
Well, that's not
and
okay.
then
Interesting.
Right. I did it with Sharjah as well, but
Okay.
Sharjah, we used to give the diploma over what? Every topic 4 days. Every topic 4 days. We have 10 topics, 40 days diploma.
Okay, so then that diploma actually is in line with
With
the
Canada,
3 months or
with
Canada, the United
US,
States.
yes.
It's more in depth. Well, isn't that interesting? I never knew that. Well, thank you for sharing that. So since COVID now, it's just changed to the
Few changes, I'll talk about it at the end.
Okay. So you need a certification to enter, like you said, the diploma or not diploma, depending on your background, and then you get certified. And then I know by law you need to be under your visa needs to be under a real estate company.
If you are a male, you have to have your visa under the company who's applying for your certification.
Right.
That means you work for the brokerage office or for that developer. As a lady, you could be sponsored by your husband, your dad, your son, your brother, and we'll give you a labor card to
Or
practice.
if you're not married or if you're of age,
not
then
married, you have to
then
be
you'll be
on-
under the brokerage of the
Exactly,
company.
exactly.
So for those that want to enter into the real estate, this is the one entry. Now, what about for people that are seasoned professionals? Let me just talk about somebody like myself. What kind of courses do you recommend that are taken to further education or further knowledge or to further, there's always ongoing. I mean, I'm always either plugged into Harvard courses or Cornell courses or whatever, but let's talk about what's here. What do you recommend here or globally under NAR for courses to enhance your career?
Under NAR, it will all depend what do you want to know, what do you want to be, where do you want to climb to, right? So like CIPS
Is one course.
Is one
which we'll
course.
talk about, yeah.
CRB is management of brokerage real estate office. ABR is accredited buyer representative, and so on. Lots of courses would depend which segment you want to specialize yourself in.
I understand. So before we talk about these courses, let's talk about you are an international lecturer and you're on the board of the National Association of Realtors, or you represent.
Member of the faculty.
You're a member of the
One
faculty.
of 28 people worldwide, and I can teach everywhere in the world, but I took the region of Dubai, Emirates, GCC,
Okay.
and Middle East.
So for those that don't know, can you tell them what NAR, National Association of Realtors, is?
National Association of Realtors is the biggest association for real estate brokers worldwide. Have over 1 million members. It has over 154 offices scattered all over the world, and they have their website for the members that really give you lots of information. Just you name it about real estate and you'll find it. Not only for US, but for the whole world.
Excellent.
For the whole world.
So I remember many years ago, there was an agreement that was formed, I believe you were with DREI,
2009.
between NAR and the Dubai Real Estate
Land
Institute
Department,
and the
yes.
Dubai Land Department. And you became an international international accredited instructor to teach all of these courses within the Middle Eastern region, or globally, actually.
Globally, anyway.
And they're all under the umbrella of National Association. So I actually find ABR and a few others quite interesting. But let's talk about the CIPS, which is the Certified International Property Specialist, of which that is one of your courses. Talk to us about that accreditation and what does it do?
Why should I talk about it and you have the designation as well?
Because you're the instructor on the table. So where's the benefit? Where's the benefit of CIPS designation for brokers, and why do you think that it is an important designation?
If you want to be internationally as a broker, do you have to travel the world to be an international broker? No, you don't. Mm-hmm. So we call it glocally. What is this? It's global, local. That means you're based locally, but you are really reaching everyone globally. Right? And this is the main issue. Now, those designees do not exceed 4,000 worldwide since we started this program. And the beauty of it is you connect with all these designees together, and your membership will allow you to connect with ease. Connecting, let's say, I have someone here in Dubai that wants to buy in Japan. So I connect with one of the designees, CIPS, I will refer you, and you take care of him, and we will agree on how the commission will be divided. That's one thing.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So if I link to somebody in Japan, Dr. George, that doesn't mean that CIPS or the NAR is guaranteeing that is an ethical broker.
No, we are ethical brokers being members of NAR.
Yes.
So NAR is guaranteeing that the agreement between both of us, because we were referred to start with under the tent of NAR, it's guaranteed by them. If anyone doesn't know, they have their own code of ethics.
So if I choose to work with a broker in anywhere in the world under CIPS umbrella, and that broker turns out to be unethical,
you report it to them, to the NAR.
They lose their CIPS
definitely.
license. Well, that's
right. Membership.
Very interesting.
Yeah, because imagine we have problems locally. Imagine if you want to deal with people all over the world. Yes.
That's very, very
now
important.
You have somebody comes to you from X country. Mm-hmm. You never heard of it. And he says, this is a title deed. You don't know if this is a fake one or a genuine one. So what do? You scan it, send it to one of the designee, CIPS, at that country. That will tell you if this is genuine or not. So this is another kind of assisting you locally, globally.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That is excellent. So, CIPS, ABR, what are the other courses that you teach?
CRB, lots of courses that if I start to mention them, I'm going to lose count.
And you teach these courses within the GCC region?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Well, that's very interesting. So, now that we know more about you and your courses, I'm going to come to your institute in just one second. I'd like to talk about a very important topic that touches international investors and something that I get asked about till today. We live in Switzerland, or we live in Greece, or we live, etc. We want to buy in Dubai. Do the laws protect us? Of course, we say yes, they do, and the laws definitely do protect foreigners. What can you tell the audience today about the depth and the security of the investor laws? That would be something that I would like to have recorded on this podcast. What can you talk about in terms of the investor laws for real estate in Dubai?
The main issue of any country that have really good real estate market is to attract foreign investors. How can I attract a foreign investor unless I can really guarantee that he is secured and protected? The laws here in Dubai guarantee the security of investors 100%. They start from developers. So now they have very, very harsh requirements for developer if they want to start a business or start a project to protect the end user, who's the investor. Plus, investing in Dubai means making money. Invest means bringing money and making, on top of it, some good money, not some good profit. Right? Now, if I buy a property in Dubai, will I come to visit my property anytime? Of course you can come and visit your property anytime. We are offering you now visa if you buy anything over 1 million.
This is guaranteed, right?
Guarantee. It goes up to 10 years, which is the golden visa. You can get it right now. All right? This is guaranteed.
Okay.
Now, can I live in my property? Of course you can live. Can I rent it out? Of course you can do that. Can I moderate it? Can I enter some modification in it? Yes, sure. Can I sell it? Of course you can sell it. How about if I pass away? Will my family inherit this? Yes.
Under which law?
You want some details or you want a brief one?
No, I want
brief one.
I want a brief one because this is the first part of this many series to come where we're going to really dissect.
Living in a Muslim country, Sharia law will be implemented the first hearing. So my wife will go to the judge and tell, listen, my husband passed away and this is the property that he owns. The first hearing, he will say, Sharia law will be implemented. And then he will ask the wife of the dead person to go to the husband's country and bring the law from there. And the law from the country of the husband will be implemented here in Dubai as long as he is not Muslim.
Okay, and that's under the Dubai law?
Under Dubai laws.
Okay, not DIFC. The
DIFC and
Dubai courts and everyone.
Everything.
Okay.
DIFC is something else when you have a will.
Okay. Well, this is interesting because that's going to be on, we're going to talk about this in detail in one of our, okay. So that's fantastic. But let's come back to one thing. You said that anything over 1 million, wasn't it recently they wrote that anything above 750,000 now?
Yes, absolutely.
So 1 million has been reduced
after
to
COVID,
7.
I'm not talking much.
Okay.
Yes, now it's
So let's say
750. 2 million, 5 million, you get 5 years, 10 million, you get 10 years, and so on.
So if I buy a property for 750,000,
You get
I get a residency
3 years,
for 3 years.
renewable every 3 years.
So, but I can get a residency for 2 to 3 years, even if
That's
I
a
don't have a
residency,
property.
yes.
Yeah, but even if I don't own a property. So this just gives you the investment benefit, right? How would I go about getting the visa? So there's a difference, of course, between
You know the land
local
department?
and global.
You know the
So-
land department?
So I would go to the land department with my title deed,
Third floor,
Yeah.
with your title deed.
and that's it.
And yes, you go in,
Oh, really?
and you sit there.
Okay.
Within an hour and a half, you'll be done.
Okay. You have to remember, I'm asking you these questions as an audience, not as somebody that practices. So there's a difference.
You
Okay.
remember the boutique shop that we had at Choueri Real Estate?
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. One-stop shop.
Okay, fantastic. So you take your title deed of the property 750 and above, and you go to the third floor of the Dubai Land Department, etc. But if you live in another country, then how would that process be done? So if today, for instance, you're purchasing a property and your client is over abroad, you just go to the trustee office, and the trustee office, does an online Zoom call, and they execute that. So now you have your title deed that is executed, and that's done via Zoom and online. So
Everything is done virtually.
So exactly. So how would this procedure go? Because physically, I'm not going to be able to walk up to the third floor. I live in Greece, let's say. How do I get that title deed if I'm living in another country? The residency if I'm living in another country.
You go to the embassy of the Emirates.
Oh.
Yes, and you
Okay.
apply there, and they will tell you how to do it.
And for a fact that's what they do.
Of course.
Okay, well, that's amazing. Well, I'm learning things today. I'm learning things today. This is fantastic. Okay, now, tell us about this amazing institute. So you launched the Elite Gulf Real Estate Institute, which I think is 10 years overdue, if I may say so myself. But I'm very, very, I'm very happy for you, and Alf Mabruk, as they say, for this institute. Tell us about why you finally made the decision to open up the institute, and what does it...
Since 2007, I was very much involved with Dubai Real Estate Institute that belongs to the Dubai Land Department. And I could not have the time to do anything else.
Yeah.
On December 2020, when His Highness Sheikh Mohammed has dissolved the Dubai Real Estate Institute, I was asked by the Director General, Mr. Sultan Bouti, to open my private institute. And I did it in 3 days.
Wow.
And we start private institute, and we gather all the information. Mr. Bouti said, His Highness Sultan Bouti, all courses, which most of them I was involved to prepare and design and update, are online for the institute. Courses from Dubai Land Department are for us to use anytime, which is a very good wealth of resources.
Absolutely.
So I opened Elite Gulf Real Estate Institute, and if the abbreviation is EGRI.
I like the name.
EGRI. So get your degree through EGRI. Right?
I like that. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So I started by going through the certification. So we do lots of certification, local certification, international certification, either through NAR, NER, or through CAI, Community Association Institute, which has to do with the Owner Association in the United States,
Okay.
which has been involved with them from day one in 2011 to prepare the version of Dubai, to have the US
Owners
version
Associ-
and have it Dubai version. And I have translated into Arabic. I'm the only one who teaches that in Arabic here.
Amazing. Okay.
So we have the certification, we have the international, and we have those associations either locally or globally.
Okay.
I'm teaching now in other Emirates as well.
Okay.
And if I can touch base now for what's going on with brokers in Dubai this period of time, they will try to ease up on everyone. You know, Expo is a big issue here. People are coming, and we don't want to hold back brokers, hold back offices, give them fines, and they have to take courses, they have to take exam, pass this, but that, so on. No, just renew it. And the time will come when they will announce when will be the exam. So everyone now to renew their license, they can renew it without a course, get the renewal, but they have to sign an undertaking letter, then they have to attend the exam and pass the required score before that. And of course, if they want to pass, they have to take the course.
But you're not talking about the license now. You're not talking about the actual license.
The actual license.
You don't have to take the exam now?
For 6 months for this Expo.
Oh.
And
But then can you get the license?
Yes.
You can get your license.
Yes.
Okay. But you just don't need to take the exam.
you don't need, no. For this time, you don't have the exam ready to be taken. We will let you work till we finalize the issue with Expo, things are settled and everything is fine. Then we will announce the Dubai Land Department is currently planning the schedule for the exam. So once they have the schedule for exam, everyone will run to take a course so they can pass the exam.
And that will be online anyway. That will be an online
everything
exam.
should be,
Yeah.
the exam will be online, but the course could be face-to-face or online.
I still don't understand why it's delayed because of Expo. I guess there must be a reason, but I don't
I
fail
am
to
not a
understand
politician maker, but this is what they came up with. We'll let it be for 6 months. That's what we'll let it be for 6 months. They did not say the reason, but from my understanding, could be Expo.
Oh,
and we don't want to hold back people.
Is anything happening at Expo with the so the Dubai Real Estate Institute today no longer exist, right?
There's nothing.
So there's nothing. So the courses now are under
through Elite
Real Estate through Agri, and is RERA, the Dubai Land Department, offering any courses, or they're
through us?
They're being offered through you as well. Okay.
For me to get the license for the institute, RERA has to recommend me and approve me. When I get the approval from my license, RERA is there.
Okay. Dr. George, which other countries here in the so what about the remaining Emirates? What about Abu Dhabi? What about Fujairah? What about Ras Al Khaimah, etc.?
I'm teaching in Ras Al Khaimah. I'm teaching in Ajman.
Yeah.
Currently, I'm talking about currently. And Sharjah.
But is there a certification in those?
In Sharjah, there is certification now. Ajman, there's certification. Ras Al Khaimah certification. And I'm working closely with with the authority in Abu Dhabi right now for the certification to be implemented in a very short time.
So if you work in Sharjah or
You
Ajman
need-
or Ras
you
Al Khaimah,
need-
you need to have the
you need-
local broker
yes,
certification
yes.
under they have the Dubai Land Department equivalent, and
Yes.
you've created courses with them, and these are the courses that are okay, fantastic.
I teach the brokerage.
You teach the brokerage and the other,
Certification, yeah.
okay. And what about expansion into the GCC? Do you see that happening, or into Egypt,
I'm into lots of negotiation with Oman, Qatar, Saudi, and Bahrain.
Okay.
And things will happen very soon.
Well, that's amazing. Well, listen, you speak 3 languages for that I know of. Who knows what else you speak? Well, that is fantastic, and so that is incredible. From where you started till today, that's really wonderful, George. How do you see the real estate industry from when you started till today? How do you see that journey?
You know better, you are in the market. Every time we've been faced with a crisis, what happened after the crisis passed away?
What happened after?
Yeah, we go to a level higher than
the
when
one
we left.
before. Yeah. We better ourselves, don't we?
Worldwide.
Yeah.
It's not only in
Yeah.
UAE, it's worldwide.
Yeah.
Whenever we face a crisis, we stop at 80. When we pick up again, we go to 85 or 90, and so on.
Yeah.
Every time there is a real estate crisis, and
It makes us stronger.
Of course, of course.
It
And
makes us
that's why
stronger.
we're looking forward to it. And you can see the market now; it's moving.
Well, I think it's yeah, I do.
It is-
I think
it
the
is
market
moving.
is. I think it's a very interesting time
Attractive,
for Dubai.
moving, and don't forget that UAE was working for a few years now to prepare the country and real estate market for visitors.
It's also a different market, I think, not just for investors. That's why I wanted to stress on that investor law, because I find that a lot of the investors that come here are investors that come through, like by association of someone that has purchased here. But I also find that people come because they all want to be part of the pick. They all want to have a piece of the action. Everybody just wants to have, no matter whether I have seen people come to Dubai this year that I have never expected to come from the United States and Canada, not in a million years. And all of a sudden they're here and they want to buy and they want to move and they want to live, and it's just unbelievable. And I find that the market itself, that's why the rules, I want to talk more about our next session and just really dive into rules for many aspects, including the leasing laws, tenancy laws, and you're smiling when I say this. These are very important for investors that want to, build portfolios and they want to rent and so on and so forth. So, well, this is fantastic, Dr. George. What is your advice to real estate professionals, or what is your advice to people that want to enter the real estate industry today in 2021? What would you tell them today versus what you would have told them in 2006 or 7 or 8?
Well, I wouldn't tell them anything. They have to feel it. But again, we grow up. 40 years ago, I didn't know what is laptop. And I never worked on laptop. But the kids came and they start to work on laptops. If I wouldn't learn, I would stay behind.
Obsolete, yeah.
That's exactly what it is for the profession. You want to be in it, you gotta beat it. You gotta learn. Every day you have to learn something, at least one thing new. Every day.
Right.
So it's not because I have an institute I'm saying this, it's because you have to follow the rule of globalization. You have to follow the rule of moving forward, moving further, moving ahead.
Yeah.
Wherever the weather, we should all move together.
I like that. Whatever the weather, we should all wear. That's nice. That's very nice. No, so one last thing I would like to ask you is, how do you see the real estate market today? Where do you see the real estate market going? In your opinion, in your as an instructor.
As we just mentioned now, that whenever we have a crisis, and the crisis for this time was all over the world. All right, the pandemic is not a joke. We have been out of business for 4 months continuously, not even a penny. Now go and see the transaction that happened in Dubai Land Department. They're very high.
Don't you find that the market
1.3
picked
million.
up since
Yes,
COVID started?
1.3 billion, yes.
It's incredible.
Daily. It's not a joke.
I know.
It's not a joke. So the business is there. The market is ripe. The market is growing. We expect those people who will visit us from Expo, whatever being 20 million or 30 million, right? We cross our fingers that reach that number. If 1% stay behind, 1%, that means 200,000, 250,000. And everyone has a family of 3 or 4, that means we are 1.3 million. 1.3 million extra residents in Dubai, which is almost, 40% of the population. That's not a joke.
Developers are going to be very happy listening to you because they're going to start developing more.
Developers are very happy, always.
Yes, they are. And
They're what protects. They have good business.
Yeah, they do. Well, it's an expanding emirate, an expanding country at the end of the day. Dr. George, you have some amazing courses that you give, and I'm sure that our audience is going to be very, very interested to know more because they're not just local, they're global. How can you be reached? How can the Institute be reached?
If you go to our website, egrei.com. As simple
Everything
as
is there.
You get everything in there. You'll get my phone number, my email, personal email, administration emails, how to get registration for the courses, how to affect payments. If you want a discount, we can afford to do that to you. And
if it's large groups,
right, of course, anything we tailor especially for companies and big brokerage offices.
Well, that's wonderful because then brokerage offices that are here in Dubai that want to put, let's say, we want to bring together. I mean, we're not on the same zone as before, but let's say, for the agencies that have 40 or 20 or 10 or even 5 brokers that they want to keep up with, refresher courses. This is something that they can reach out to you for. And
Definitely.
you can
tailor and train the way they want it, the way they see it fit, and we can tell them exactly what do they need.
Fantastic. Well, everyone, you heard it from the man himself, Dr. George Maurice,
Thank you.
CEO and founder of Elite Gulf Real Estate Institute. You will find his details on the link below. Please do reach out. He is an amazing instructor, if I may say so myself, and we do miss you at Choueri Real Estate, I have to tell you. So
Thanks
maybe one day we'll pull you back.
I'm always there. I'm always there.
Thank you. Thank you for today.
Everything.
Thank you.